Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. So let us discuss the first definition. The world, a display of God's performance and glory. It means that from the viewpoint of Quran Kareem, from the viewpoint of God, and from the viewpoint of those who know God, our world is a display where God's performance, glory, creativity, food providence, and all His capabilities are displayed. God is the only one who can create things from nothing. So He opened the door of non-existence or nothingness, and from it He created billions and trillions of creatures and non-living plants and animate objects. He is the one who could and can create things. Therefore, He has created the world and has displayed, has shown that capability of Him, that He can create. Moreover, He had the ability to create things in various forms. Therefore, He has created non-living things, such as rocks, air, sunshine, water, etc. And the Holy Book, Quran Kareem, talks in several verses about this ability of God. That God says, I can send down the rain. He talks about rocks. He talks about the earth. He talks about all these non-living objects. Then God talks about plants. He talks about trees. He talks about fruits. And also He has created them in our world. He shows that here, for example, a tree is standing in one place, but it is fed. It receives the best food possible. It receives the sunshine from 150 million kilometers, and it can receive the required nutrients from the ground and absorb the carbon dioxide, and through its mechanisms in its leaves, it can create its own food. Moreover, it can transform those foods that is created in its leaves as glucose into better products, that's fruits for us. Similarly with vegetables. But also God shows that He had the ability to create other things, other creatures who would be able to move around, who would be able to digest food, that would have digestive system, that would be able to procure, and many other abilities. And these are the animals. So also He shows that here there is no restriction for me to create an animal in the size of, let's say, a cow, and put a mechanism, a machine inside that cow that would transform grass into productive and delicious milk. He shows that no, that's not a restriction. I can also, and I could have, embedded the same mechanism inside another animal much, much smaller than a cow. That's a bee. So a bee also has the ability to absorb the nectar from flowers and transform it into delicious, energetic, and tasty honey. Then he shows that he could have and he can make these animals walk on the earth or make them fly in the air. Then he has these birds, the example I gave. They can fly around. And then these animals need to breathe oxygen. Yes, they have to have access to oxygen everywhere on the earth. But also God shows that I could and I have created other animals who do not have access to oxygen. What about them? The fish in the ocean, they can breathe through another mechanism from the water. So God shows that not only I can create, but I can create variety. And then I can also create animals so small that you could not even see them with your naked eye. But they all have same mechanisms, digestive system, productive system, all of them. And then he says that, he shows that he could have created another living creature that would be the best of all of them, that would have intellectuality, that would have the ability to use all earthly products, that would have the ability to eat anything from the earth, unlike the birds eating only seeds, cow eating only grass, lion eating only meat. I could and have created another living creature called mankind, equipped with an eating mechanism that is his mouth, that can taste and enjoy anything that comes from the earth, and the ability to digest them all in his stomach. Then he says that he is the provider. He can provide food to anyone, anywhere, anytime. Therefore, he provides the food to all 8 billion humans, everywhere, different times, and different recipes, different tastes, according to their tradition and taste for food. But then he can also feed ants. You know that there are 1 million ants for each human being. So multiply 1 million by 8 billion. Can God feed them all? Yes, he feeds them all wherever they are. Their suitable food. And then he can feed the fish in the ocean, millions and billions of fish. And then only on earth, you got trillions of trees. Feed them all. God is the fashioner. He says that I can fashion, I can give different face, different look to each creature, a distinct, unique face, unique outlook to each creature. But he has also shown it. Each human being has a distinct face, distinct eyes, nose, lips, and each human has distinct and unique voice. So he has not only created them, but to each has given a suitable and unique voice, although we all have the similar vocal mouth structure, but he has adjusted each person's voice accordingly. Therefore, we conclude that on the basis of thousands of verses of Quran Kareem, where God draws our attention to his creativity about non-living things, planets, stars, food, and vegetables, animals, all sorts of things. And on the other hand, he has demonstrated them on our earth and beyond, shows that the world is truly a display for God's abilities, capabilities, creativity, nourishing, sustaining, and you name it. And on the other hand, he has given us eyes and ear to hear, but behind these systems, God has equipped mankind with intellectuality, with thinking, with pondering, so that not only he looks at, for example, a tree and enjoys its beauty, but he may think how a tree was created and how a tree is sustained and how a tree adds to the beauty of our environment. Similarly, by hearing the different voices, he makes sense out of them. But in the meantime, he ponders and thinks that who gave each person a distinct voice? Who gave a beautiful sound to the wind, to the river, to everything? A voice suitable to that creature, but also to add beauty to our world. So at the end, we conclude once again that on the basis of verses of Quran Kareem that orders us to think on the creation, and at the same time the creation itself playing the role of a scripture, a live scripture, displaying God's abilities, and at the third level, having given us the pondering thinking power, prove that our world is a display of God's abilities, capabilities, glory, and performance. So this was one definition of the world, and we will continue with the next definitions tomorrow. Thank you very much for your time.